You should have sent that shit to the whole group, bro.
Ooh. No, you feel me? I'm really doing that behind his back for real. He think we cool. We
I'm
ain't
talking
cool.
about to the all dummy shit.
Oh.
4 quarters, 30 seconds left.
Niggas think we cool. No, fuck that.
Real shit.
Never not on my grind. New York City time. Another brother better. You will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots. Take no.
I can't believe this nigga Bo really thought niggas would sneak this or not.
What you have, grade 29? That's only 22 points, Beardy.
Man, fuck that shit. It was 8 seconds left.
Yeah, he could've needed it. You should've quit. You would've got us back.
I ain't no quitting ass nigga. So, God on my own too. Stood on my own too. You ain't gave me shit. What the fuck owe you? I ain't ran from the nigga since back in 02. I was 8 years old, nigga, you would've ran too. Now I'm 20 with a 40. You been mad too. Yeah, 16 shots. I'll put half of you. Then find Tim Jones put the other half of you.
Tim Jones put the other half of you.
The other half.
Man, we had that. I did my own work. The whole ass niggas like you better do your homework.
Go back like Papa Doc.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
It look like Douglas got a fucking boob job. Yeah, fuck off. It's like, dog, yo, I don't want no smoke today, yo.
Now the man for UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
2nd and 5 now. Rodgers. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. Now keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first quarter pick that time.
But they like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball was thrown. We had an expression when I played. It was called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in there, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can, and it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense. Everybody wants a piece of that pie.
Right.
Agnew now to return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
Who the fuck is Sweet Lady?
Down. 70. Indy.
With a name like that?
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now, we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
But we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Now a play fake here on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. On second down, it's Jones. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9.
Definitely why we're scared put this shit.
I thought it was great.
Nigga got mean ass motherfucking squeak.
Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection, maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you wonder, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
I'm playing with the Yats tomorrow, sir.
Okay.
I'll be at the game.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Lets it fly for Thielen. He's got a man. Complete. Again,
As we've seen over the years, offense coordinators will often ease their way into drives. Many of them don't want to risk a turnover or put their defense in a bad spot, but not in this case.
Not at all. Forget about easing into it. They took a shot.
I don't know what kind of defense he's playing, Berger, but
the big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
this nigga be in a...
Now Cook. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to build from the inside out because you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now a run with Cook. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And now he's going to use his legs. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
2 yards, good enough for a first. We haven't seen much from him running the football
here
in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
What the fuck niggas doing? Could have cut my ass sleep.
He'll look to throw. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. As they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
You was almost done like 20 minutes ago.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? As we 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Love noodles on the weekend.
26. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in the cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender is making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Good ass bait, boy. Damn, ain't no way he pulled up.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. On the ground, it's Cook. Only a yard of the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
I'm sure there's something about working 2 jobs not to buy what I want.
Open man is still, and it's complete. A gain of 22.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move, He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Preston Smith in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And on that one, the production just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Now he's going to let it go deep. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. On play action, they'll throw. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third.
Let's go now. 91.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper in the territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. Well, we just saw shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning.
And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Herb Smith Jr., his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. That 7-0 lead in there is short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7.
That's a game against Miami.
All defense. Offense is trash.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
Yeah.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Throwing now is Rodgers. Going deep for Hopkins. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. Offensively, might be thinking, what's going on here? 1 for their first 7 throwing the football.
So maybe they're thinking about rethinking their strategy a little bit right now with the way that they're throwing it around, not having that success. Might have to lean on the running game for a little while and see if they can get him back in form.
Rodgers going to throw. And that will
Imagine
be
D-Hop dropping a team.
Well, they weren't scared to let it
fucking
fly,
street
but
right
it
up
falls
the
to the
team.
ground and brings up
Off
4th
a
down.
fucking conservative
It's
tag.
always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
On
Force an
3rd and
incompletion
4
and force another punt.
before half.
On the return, here's Agnew. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20.
Jesus Christ, D-Hop.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, their last two drives, both ending in touchdowns. It's got them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me, and I think you're probably seeing the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap. Allows their defense to play with a little more verve and confidence.
A big article in the paper this morning about them stringing possessions together for consecutive touchdowns. Well, right here, they're trying to make it 3 in a row.
Mike 42, Mike 42. Hey, let's go.
Here's 2nd and 8. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And this is Cook with a grab. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
We've already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of
the ball was not even a play, though.
Well, so much for winning the down. You put a lot of emphasis on because 3rd down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
They'll set up a throw. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Cook following the penalty. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. 2nd and 2. And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead. And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a 2-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Packer football here, 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. It's complete to Hopkins. That's good for 28 yards.
It's hard to believe when we look at the numbers that our statistician Marvin has given us about Aaron Rodgers today, that he's been held to this few. That's not normal for him.
And that explains the scoreboard, doesn't it?
It really does. As he goes, so goes his team, and he is just absolutely scintillating, but it's still not over for him yet.
258! Get 300! Get 300! Get that ball! Get that ball! Kill now! There. Kill! Turn it up! Hey, let's go! 10! Mark 55! Mark 55!
Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him.
Touchdown, Packers. Albert Wilson, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Tavecchio good on the extra point, and we are tied at 14. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
64, reach.
That nigga's fake on a grown ass man.
They'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Preston Smith has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Going deep for Diggs. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
42's the mark. 42's the mark. You can't hang.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going deep for Diggs. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 19. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
They'll go again to Jones. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Here's J.K. Scott now. He's been terrific so far. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Taking it about the 16. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's Rodgers. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
What are you going, 17.
The carry here for the big tight end.
21-17. 21.
Gets him in. Touchdown,
14.
Packers. Jay Sternberger, his 4th touchdown of the year. As his guys are able to regain the lead.
22 seconds left in the
Extra
third.
point up and good by Tavecchio. And the lead is now 21-14.
You up or you lose?
I'm up. Made a nigga turn cheap clock.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. It's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Zadarius Smith racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Looking to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. They're going to look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. So that a double whammy. Not only do you have to give away the football, but the 2 points, that means this is now a 2-score game.
Yeah, and that's tough to deal with, isn't it? This little time left. Those 2 points doesn't seem like a lot, but it means everything now. Those are going to be the ones we're going to look back on. Those 2 points right there, the play of the game.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
Again, it's Jones. And an alley to run. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
He's coming. Hey, zoom.
To throw, it's Rodgers. He finds Hopkins complete. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the 1st down as well.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Driving down the field where he took this fucking
they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. They start the drive with Cook, and he'll get this one up to about his 14. Adrian Amos up to make the tackle. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. It's complete to Diggs. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. The throw in the middle, take it in. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Escaping the pressure right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep. And my goodness, another interception. Kevin King with a pick. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And an alley to run. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Throwing is Rodgers. Flushed out right. And he finds a man on a crossing route. Add this game to the last one, and they move the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
Again. Every time I play a playoff in this league.
We will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. 57. Mike, hey, Alpha.
On 2nd and 9. Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
This is trash.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together Charles. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Zadarius Smith in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. He'll drop to throw. He sets to fire deep. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Adrian Amos with a pick. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to let it fly.
I was ready to say, you let him catch that shit.
Incomplete.
They just put me in a dumbass animation. I couldn't even do
It'll be 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Back to throw.
Nowhere
to escape, and he goes down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th.
Oh, they really brothers?
I don't know. That's what they call them. That's the Packers motherfuckers call them.
4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Hey, Orbit. Shoot.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Open man there is Malone.
Damn, y'all really got that bitch. Bouncing off niggas and everything.
The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
You gotta earn them.
And that last reception puts him over 150
the first season with them, then they got it,
and
but
now it's not just execution.
they don't give you shit. You earn everything.
It's a mental aspect that's going on because right now he's kept the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what kind of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down.
They all got
wind up
started.
Incomplete.
Only X factor I got on defense is Alexander. Corner.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches.
Jalen Hurts.
From the midfield stripe,
That's Jalen Hurts.
it's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Looks like a pretty good safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown.
I seen that shit. I tried to beat him, but Josh Jackson ain't as fast as Amos. If that was Savage, if I could have Savage, he'd have picked that shit.
And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit.
Who's the Asian Amos? This shit like 90 speed. No 95 back there.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The
That was a
official
great
says
defense.
this one counts.
Hold on, this is
Throwing
really
there,
on
but
the
this
field.
pass is going to wind up incomplete.
No, I
So
said
despite the
upheld.
huge deficit, they're going to keep fighting. Here comes the onside kick. And this is recovered by the Packers, so that might just about do it. Well, for a second there, I had flashbacks for a few years ago, the NFC Championship game for the Packers, but here they're able to hold on.
And many things changed in Green Bay after that game. Personnel, people coaching, the whole deal. And in this case, they get it done. No fail like they had in Seattle.
Yeah, first generation.
1 yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That's just competitive.
I don't know what's different.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big 2nd half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Packers, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they hit the 10-win mark now at 10-5. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they'll be guaranteed a finish of no better than 500 as they drop to 7-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
They said simulation uses traditional NFL rules and creates the closest extent. This is the same to what you see on Sunday. Competitive the first stop all online head-to-head and Madden teams. Competitive themselves up by your skill on the stick and court very real and not going to play by big rules and your overall success when playing competitive. Keep playing through the whistle as you say. I might change this shit next week. See what the big difference is.
Yeah. You're out 3 weeks with a shoulder test. That hurts.
Poor. How niggas being a part of that patient?
That's what I said.
Yo, the Quinn just left the club. He's still on the game now. He ain't playing the game on. This is rough. Yo. Is he in here? That's what I'm saying. You hear the Quinn game? This shit doing that type thing. This shit trying to connect with Friday. Call him, see if he can hear.
Real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear.
You getting on or you done? Huh?
I'm waiting on everybody else. I'm not about to sit here.
Nigga, I'm on. I was talking the whole time. You know, I say shit in the vibe and then don't say no time.